What you listening to, son?
I don't think you like it.
Well, why not? I like this new generation of music.
If you hold a knife, I'll hold a knife too. Then we're not talking about rules. We're talking about survival. But if you come with empty hands, I'll put my weapon down. Then we can talk about peace, about fairness, about rules. But understand this, rules are made for the weak. Those who have nothing to fight with, they ask for rules. Those who have money, they bend the rules. And those who hold power, they write the rules. This world doesn't care about fair. It listens to strength. It moves for the bold. Power doesn't ask permission. Power doesn't wait. Power takes. And that's the first secret, isn't it? The one they don't tell you in school, or in your churches, or in your homes. They feed you pretty lies about equality, about justice, about how if you work hard you get what you deserve. Huh, what a joke. The world doesn't give you what you deserve. It gives you what you take, or what you're strong enough to defend, or what someone else decides you're allowed to have. And that last part, that's the most dangerous one, because then you're living on borrowed time, on borrowed ground, and when the lender comes calling, you're left with nothing. You see that glint in a man's eye? That's not ambition, not always. Sometimes it's fear. Fear is the oldest currency. It pays the fastest. It motivates the deepest. You want to control a man. Show him what he has to lose. Show him the darkness that waits. And he'll do anything to stay in the light. Even if that light is just a dim flicker. Even if it means walking through shadows for you. Loyalty, a fancy word, often just convenience, or shared fear, or a mutual enemy. True loyalty, that's a rare bird, hard won, easily lost, and once it's gone, like a dropped mirror, you can try to piece it back together, but the cracks are always there. Always. People, they're like houses. Some are grand, some are humble. But inside they all have foundations, and cracks in those foundations, secrets in the walls, dust in the corners, and sometimes a darkness in the basement they never show, never even admit to themselves. That's where the real person lives, not in the pretty facade, but in the hidden rooms, the ones they keep locked away. You think you know someone? You know the face they show you, the story they tell you, the part they play. But you don't know their nightmares. You don't know their real hunger. You don't know the depths they've plumbed, or the things they do when pushed to the edge. And everyone has an edge. The trick is knowing where it is, and whether you want to push them there. Time, that's the great equalizer. Doesn't matter if you're king or pauper, rich or poor, strong or weak. Time takes its toll, grinds you down, removes everything you thought was important, until all that's left is what truly matters, which for most is far less than they ever imagined. A few memories, a few regrets, a few names whispered in the quiet hours. That's the legacy of most men. And regrets, the silent companions of old age. Not the big, dramatic ones, those you make peace with. It's the small ones, the words unsaid, the chances not taken, the moments you let slip away, thinking there would be another. There isn't always another. Sometimes there's just that one, and when it's gone forever. Like sand through your fingers. You can clench your fist all you want, but the sand, it just keeps slipping. The world, it's a machine, a complex, grinding mechanism. And most people, they're just cogs, turning when they're told, believing what they're fed, never looking up to see who's turning the handle, never asking why the gears are meshing in that particular way. They just keep moving, because moving is easier than asking questions. Moving is safer than understanding the truth. But you're here, listening to an old man ramble, which means you're looking, you're asking, and that's dangerous. Because once you see the strings, once you know who pulls them, you can't unsee it. The illusion shatters. And the world, it suddenly looks a lot colder, a lot harsher, but also a lot clearer. Don't mistake clear for simple. The world isn't simple. It's a tangled web of debts and favors, of whispers and threats, of loyalties bought and sold, of truths buried beneath a mountain of lies. And the deeper you dig, the more you find. And the more you find, the heavier it gets. Until sometimes, you just want to stop digging. Just want to pretend you never started. But you can't. Not once you've seen it. The only way forward is to keep digging. To understand. To adapt. To know when to hold a knife, and when to lay it down, and when to walk away from the table, before you lose everything. Because in the end, it's not about winning. It's about surviving. It's about understanding the game. It's about knowing the players. And it's about knowing yourself, your own limits, your own strengths, your own darkness, the one you keep locked away, the one that sometimes, just sometimes, you have to let out to survive.